Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a brand new video for you. It is the Tactical Clinic. It's a series I ran maybe about 2 years ago now, actually, when I was kind of first getting into content creation, and it's where I take another FM lover's tactic, test it out on my channel. Whether you're a content creator or just a lover of the game, if you send me your tactics, I will test them out for you and give you the shout out that you deserve. Up first today we have CharooFM's Kerry424 version 4. You've probably seen it online. I'll link his Twitch, his Twitter, his Discord and his TikToks all down below, and you'll see them appearing later in the video. And first up we have won the Community Shield, absolutely battering our rivals Manchester United 5-1, goals from Bernardo Silva, hat-trick from Erling Haaland, and from Kevin De Bruyne mean that we are 5-1 winners in the first trophy of the season. And picking up another trophy, we have won the Carabao Cup. Managed to beat Aston Villa 2-1 in normal time. Goal from Doku from the penalty spot and Kovacic, and then Leon Bailey getting the consolation goal for Aston Villa. Wasn't enough for them, that's 2 trophies in the bag. We'll skip ahead and see what else we've managed to win. And from here we can also see we have won the Champions League, managing to beat Bayern Munich in extra time 5-3. Goals from Rodri and Kovacic in normal time, with Sarri and Gnabry bagging the goals for Bayern in the 90, but then Bernardo Silva with a double, as well as Matheus Nunes making it 5-3 in aggregate, Kang and Lee scoring a consolation goal for them. But there we have it, that's 3 trophies in the bag, and that's how it finished. Unfortunately, we were second in the league with 77 points, 24 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses. If we just take a look at some of the numbers in more detail, we can see we've scored the most goals with 97 goals. There's a few conceded. We are nowhere close here by looking at this. We'll take a further look into that in a minute. In terms of players, Erling Haaland top scorer with 27. In terms of the assists, we've got Kevin De Bruyne with 15, Bernardo Silva with 11. Most player of the matches, Haaland's up there with 9. Most shots, as you'd imagine, Erling Haaland with 95. George Hurst, as you can see, Ipswich player with 80. That's a hint as to who else we've tested this with later on. But if we actually look at the full table, we will see we have finished 77 points, 97 goals scored, 60 conceded. At the back, this was not brilliant. And that's all we won. We have won a treble, we've won the Carabao Cup, the Community Shield and the Champions League, so we've won one of the big ones, 2 of the small ones. Treble with Manchester City, not to be sniffed at. And if we look at the squad, just have a look around and see what's been going on. Haaland with 44 goals in all competitions, Doku with 23, Silva with 20 to go along with his 17 assists, Phil Foden 14 goals, 13 assists, Kevin De Bruyne 11 goals, 20 assists, and Jack Grealish with a good season, 6 goals, 15 assists for him. And overall, goals well spread out, assists well spread out. If we look at the data hub, we will see 2.55 goals per game from an expected 2.29. We conceded 1.58 goals per game. That is not good enough for a team like Manchester City, I am sorry to say. Next up, we'll switch over to Ipswich and see exactly how they managed, and if you can spot it, that 13th place finish. And here we are with Ipswich, knocked out in the Carabao Cup second round to Bournemouth, knocked out in the 4th round in the FA Cup to Manchester United, but we've managed to finish in 13th place in the Premier League, which is a massive upgrade on real life. 14 wins, 6 draws, 18 defeats, finishing 48 points, 14 points above the drop zone, my beloved Everton getting relegated unfortunately. And if we take a look at some of the stats, as we saw, if we go to the team, I don't think we're anywhere up the top here in terms of most goals. We're there 62, 7th most goals. Views conceded, I think we're going to be quite low down. If we take a proper look, we can see 68 conceded, so not that many more than Manchester City, which is a bit of a surprise. In terms of the data hub, we'll take a look. We've scored 1.63 from an expected 1.48, conceded 1.79, not brilliant. And in terms of the player stats, skip this. Goals, George Hurst, 15 goals, 6 assists, good for him. Really good return for him. 11 and 10 for Jack Clark. Sammy with 9 goals, again well spread out, assists well spread out as well. A reasonable season for Ipswich, much better than they would have expected. And we'll go to our last team now in the lower leagues. And that was AFC Wimbledon. Going from right to left, Bristol Street Motors knocked out unfortunately in the second round by Crawley, knocked out in the second round of the Carabao Cup by Brentford, knocked out in the 5th round by Forest in the FA Cup, but we've managed to win League 2 at an absolute canter, 103 points. We take a look at that in full, we've won 31, drew 10, lost just a 5, with a goal difference of 54. The full table, again, if we go here, we can see we scored 104 goals, we did concede 50, so just over the 1 per game. In terms of goals, we've scored the most. In terms of views, you can see we're actually the 3rd best defence in the league this year. And in terms of the player overview, most goals, we've got nobody up there, which I'm quite surprised about. In terms of assists though, well spread out, Marcus Brown with 18, James Tilley with 15 and Isaac Ogundere with 10. Least conceded, we're not here. We've got the best pass completion with Owen Goodman. I'm assuming he is our goalkeeper. If we take a look, he is. The goalkeepers always tend to get the highest pass completion rates. If we take a look at the team as a whole, we'll skip this again. In terms of the goals, we've got Joe Piggott with 23, Bougie with 21, Josh Kelly with 17, as well as James Tilley, Alistair Smith with 12, Matty Stevens with 11, and Josh Neufville with 11 as well. A lot of players with double-digit goals, absolutely brilliant to see. Again, well spread out in the goals as well. In terms of the assists, Tilley with 20, Marcus Brown with 20. Tilley has got 17 goals and 20 assists. This man has been absolutely brilliant. 26-year-old, can play both sides. Former Crawley, Dorking, Grimsby Town man, a lower league journeyman at 26 years old. He has done the business this year for Wimbledon. And if we take a look, we will see, skip this again, we've scored 2.26 per game from an expected 2.28, so pretty much bang on what we'd expect to score. Conceded 1.09, say 1.28, so we've slightly outperformed that metric. But overall, a good season for Wimbledon. We are back up into League One quite convincingly. Now we'll go back to Manchester City and I will show you how the tactic lines up. And in terms of setup, here we are, the Kerry FC 424 version 4. Again, from CharooFM. All of his socials are on the screen now. Please go follow, subscribe, like his content, engage with it. Always bringing out top quality content. Follow his journey with Kerry FC from the start. Absolutely brilliant and entertaining. Back to the tactic, we can see it is obviously the 4-2-4. We'll run through the team instructions, then we'll go through the player instructions. So we're on an attacking mentality. In possession, we are playing fairly wide, passing it into space, focusing play down the left and the right, passing it shorter at a slightly higher tempo, working the ball into the box, and we're running at defence. In terms of the transition, we are counter-pressing, we are holding our shape, we are distributing the ball quickly, right across the back line, as you can see, distributing to the full-backs and to the centre-backs, as well as rolling the ball out. Out of possession, we have the high press line of engagement, the stand defensive line. We're triggering the press much more often, preventing the short goalkeeper distribution. We're getting stuck in, stepping up more, and we are inviting crosses. Now into the player roles, etc. We have a sweeper keeper on support, just set to standard instructions. Across the back four, we have a wing back on the right and on the left, both cross more often, cross from the byline, cross aim far post and tackle harder. Two central defenders, the one on the right is set to defend, the one on the left is set as a stopper. Both just their standard instructions. The two centre mids, the ball winning midfielder on support on the right with passes shorter, cross more often, cross aim centre and hold position. The Mitsal on attack on the left with passes shorter, cross more often, cross aim centre, shoot more often, tackle harder and mark tighter. That's a mouthful to say. On the right hand side we have an inverted winger on attack, again with passes shorter, take more risks, cross more often, crossing from deep, aiming at the centre, shooting more often and tackling harder. On the left we have an inverted winger on support, again more direct passes, cross more often, crossing from deep this time, cross aim centre, get further forward and tackling harder. And our two strikers, both advance forwards on attack. They do differ slightly, as you can see. On the right hand side we have pass it shorter, take more risks, dribble more, shoot more often. And on the left hand side we have more direct passes, take more risks, dribble more and shoot more often. Overall, I would say this has been a good tactic test. Ipswich massively overperformed, AFC Wimbledon won the league, and we won the Champions League with Man City. Unfortunately, the league finished second. However, like with all tactic tests, this was a simulation across the season. If you are going to be running a tactic like this, you may need to tweak things game on game, whether it be mentality, certain player roles, etc., depending on who you play, because obviously playing against Liverpool is very different to playing against a team like, let's just say Everton, because they're my team. I'll take the flak there, and they get relegated in the simulation. So always, if you're playing the game, don't take these simulations too seriously, because game to game they can vary massively. But as always, thanks again, like, share, subscribe, and also check out CharooFM.